that we do. It's time for the show that we do. We gotta change it to the live chat and see who's here. It's just me and Paul. Me and Paul hanging out on Saturday. What's up, my friend? Off till Tuesday. Gonna try and get the box packed up and shipped. Hey. So. Oh. Sweet. Like off till Tuesday, not even like on call, need to show up when somebody calls, kind of off. Steve's here too. I have the list. We'll add some stuff. Okay, so I believe you. Oh, yeah. Saturday, but not a regular Saturday, 'cause I gotta work tomorrow, and normally I don't. But that's okay, because I usually have to do some kind of work on Sundays, whether it's teaching a class, or going to represent the Crow's Nest at a market. So, like, I shouldn't say that I don't usually work on Sundays, because actually it's usually I do work on Sundays, but most of the time it's just for like a few hours to teach a class. But tomorrow is a full day market. Go be the Crow's Nest at a market. So big picture thinking. Hey. And then I teach on Wednesday night. And then, so this week is actually, unfortunately, I had big plans for this week in terms of accomplishing things. But this week ends up being a short week in terms of being able to accomplish things, because I don't have tomorrow at all. And then Monday is video game day with Boy. So basically I have Tuesday and most of Wednesday, I guess. But it is what it is. We gotta live our lives. We gotta do other things. Mike's never had this thing before. I got a couple of them. They're both beverages, but we'll wait for people to remember this is a thing, maybe. I'll start with I've had this before. Start with my normal Coke Zero Sitch. Breakfast burritos sure looked good. Yeah, they were good. They were good. Maybe a little overstuffed. Probably could have made 3 wraps out of how much stuff I tried to get into 2. But whatevs. They were delicious. Oh, did everybody forget about me? Or they got sick of me? Or what? Something else going on tonight? That nobody's coming? I mean, you guys aren't nobody. I'm going to start with my sun chips. The French onion sun chip. One of the best chips on the planet. It was a tasty video. It did look like Mike's never cracked an egg before. Shut up. I've cracked lots of eggs. Doesn't matter what it looks like when you crack the egg. Did you get the egg out of it? Don't got to be pretty when you're getting the egg out of the inside of an egg. What, because I don't do the fancy like crack and then one hand? Like some kind of show off? Your face is a cracked egg. Ah. I don't really get the point, honestly, if I'm being honest. Like, unless you're holding something in your other hand, so it's out of use, like the crack and open with one hand thing, like, it doesn't impress me. Like, I don't. As soon as you put the wrap back in the pan, I was sold. Well, yeah, you gotta seal it up. Oh, I gotta turn off my thing. Do not disturb, so that I don't get disturbed. Yeah, you gotta when you after you wrap it, you gotta put it back in at least to seal up the one side. I mean, you maybe don't necessarily need to do the other flip, but like it melts all the stuff together. Like when you got cheese and stuff in there, you gotta get it all melty and gooey, and you gotta seal up the side. And especially on breakfast burritos where you've like squidged a bunch of yolk out when you were wrapping it, like it gets all it seals. It helps seal up the side. It's because he was cracked in Montana. Montana did crack me. Had to buy a 2-inch lathe faceplate. What? The 3.5-inch bowls I have to turn. That. Oh yeah, sure. Always thought the one-handed thing was pretentious. I mean, I guess it shows that you've cracked a lot of eggs or something. Maybe. I don't know. But Eric Habakabaka's here. Yeah, whatever. You crack your eggs how you want to crack your eggs. You want to use one hand, use one hand. I did. Are you just talking about the fact that I got shells in the second one? Because sometimes the egg, like a little bit of shell comes with it when you just scoop it out. I had a hard-boiled egg for breakfast. It was good, and it had no shells. Mine had no shells when I ate it too. Just saying you should always check for shells. If someone cracks with one hand. They do provide calcium. You eat the shells. I don't care. You have whatever you want to have. You want shells in your thing? Put the shells in the thing. You want to crack your eggs with one hand? You do it. You want to boil an egg? You eat it. I'm going to try. Mike's never had this food before. Picture the sign. Today's edition. It's another beverage edition. Don't know how I feel about this because I don't know what flavor it is. I don't even know what it's supposed to taste like because it's called it's called Mountain Dew Voltage is the flavor. It's blue. It's the blue. It's called Voltage Mountain Dew. No idea. Give it a go. It smells like blue. It smells like you expect blue beverage to smell. And it tastes kind of like not much of anything. Not a lot going on there. I would not have labeled it voltage like I expect. I don't know, maybe voltage gives me the impression that there should be some energy transfer happening. There's nothing voltage about this. It's not bad. It's not. There's nothing bad about it. Be right back. Dog needs to go outside. Okay. Be prepared to stay awake for hours. Oh, is it one of those? Is it one of the energy things? Calories. Fat. It doesn't say anything about it being like daily value. It's got zero grams of protein, 0 grams of fat, 76 grams of sugar in here though. 76. It's not good. Like it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's definitely not a buy again. There's nothing inherently bad about it. It's just kind of tastes like lightly blue. Like it tastes like a carbonated blue Kool-Aid. So, yeah, that's underwhelming. But it's not gross. Well, let's put it at meh. We'll put it at 5. It's a perfectly meh drink. Mountain Dew voltage. When you want some blue meh, Mountain Dew voltage. That's the commercial. Hey, it's like a buddy on his porch or like on his stoop or whatever being like, hey, Frank, you want some blue meh? And Frank's like, yeah, I guess. He's like, come on. And then they together, they take it and they cheers and they look at each other and they're like, meh. Caffeine is outside the nutrition box. Oh, there it is. 87 milligrams. Is that a lot? What's it at Coke Zero? Caffeine content. Jesus, I can't even read that. Are my eyes going? 36 milligrams. Oh, geez. Per 376. See, that doesn't help me. Then I got to do math. This is 36 milligrams per 375 milliliters. And this is 87 milligrams per 591. Shouldn't there be some kind of standard? So it's just like your face, blue meh. Nah, that needed work. That wasn't great. Become near addicted to Monster Rehab Green Tea Edition. Green Tea Edition with the E. Or is your green tea doing math? Typical cup of coffee is 99 to 120. Oh, okay. I don't know why they go different standards. Like this is per 591, which is how much milliliters this is. So per bottle of this is a good rate. And then, but this one, if it's a 1 liter bottle, just put how much caffeine is in the 1 liter bottle. Don't be like per 375 milliliters. It doesn't help. Yeah, E. Yeah. I didn't think that your T was doing math. This is not awesome. I'm going to try my other one. Because they were a twofer. So I got two different kinds. The blue gets mint. The blue, it's got a voltage flavor, gets a 5. Perfectly meh. Green. Baja Blast. A blast of Baja. Let's see what this one is. 92. Is that the same? This is even more caffeine. This one's 87. This one's 92. Also don't know what flavor it's supposed to be. Because Baja Blast doesn't tell me anything about what it's supposed to taste like. Let's try Baja Blast. See what green Mountain Dew. That's worse. Yep. That is not as good as meh, the blue one. So, sub meh for this, but also not. Also not gross. So, four, I guess. What is Baja Blast supposed to taste like? It's not like I can't really get a. It's. Yeah. No. Not. Maybe 3. 3.2. So. Meh. 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 On the official rating scale. They try to make it sound better. That's why you get bottles with 1.3 servings. Baja Blast is often described as having a citrusy tropical flavor with a strong lime component. Citrusy tropical flavor? Maybe. Yeah, sure. Not in a good way, though. Okay, maybe someone in Baja California could tell us. So, what does it taste like there? Yeah. I'm gonna go with meh and meh. That's the meh-o-meter. Yeah, the meh-o-meter. Meh. 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 I might not finish the green one, to be honest. It's not gross. But it's you can't beat good old Mountain. Good old Mountain. Mountain Dew is the favorite drink of meth addicts. Oh, really? Because it has all his caffeine added. Meh. Not a ton, though, I don't think. If somebody do some math, tell me what, or just tell me what a Coke Zero is in per 591. No, doesn't matter. Tastes that way because the meticulously made it. Because they meticulously made it. I don't mind that. That was okay. It's my contractually obligated message to prove I was here. I don't even believe you. I think you created a bot. You go back to your video game. I have other wrenches now, Pinnell. Oh! I give you guys points again. Wait, no, I don't give you points. You get points. Gretchen's winning. Gretchen's winning in points. In case you guys weren't here last time, there's points now. Pinnell's on vacation. That doesn't surprise me at all. He's pretty much on vacation like half the year, I think. Vacation from video game? Yeah, I was like, are you on vacation from your video game? Or are you off Gallivant? Are you somewhere? Like, are you in a Super 8 in Cabo San Lucas? Off gallivanting again? Coke Zero contains 24 milligrams of caffeine per 12 fluid ounce can. What the shit is a fluid ounce? Well, I know what a fluid ounce is, but like I can't picture 12 of them. No, this is not great. 12 ounce is a regular can size, so it's a 355. Is that my parents? Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, that's because are you going to send me the drink? I bet it's better. I bet it's better than Voltage. If it's not better than Voltage Mountain Dew, I bet it's better than Baja Blast. I was on another live the other day on a different YouTuber. Well, it wasn't me because I didn't do a live the other day. So I was number one on their live and never commented. Did you give them money? Because that's another way you can get points. O-M. O-M. I bet that means I am. It means I have another drink coming. Backsies. I saw it go away, Pinnell. 355. All right, 12 ounces, 355. Oh, I should make something. I don't have my stand to like show you guys what I'm making though. I don't have my rig all set up. I just make some tater tots. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait till after the show to eat. No money, just watched. You just watched? You didn't say anything and you just watched and you still won? That's weird. Who's winning now? Hey, Pinnell's winning now. Well, it's tied. Shop stool? What? Makes sense. Our standard drink cans are $3.75. Ooh, fancy pants Australians with their extra 20 milliliters. You said you wanted to make something. Food! Yo! Want to make food. Yeah, just watched. And you got points. You got points for watching. Okay. Having a pepper pie for lunch. What is a pepper pie? Like a pie made out of peppers? I would imagine. I don't think that would be delicious. Oh, my bad. Well, I maybe didn't make it clear. Like I'm hungry, so I want to make something. But, well, I got those pepperoni sticks. I can just eat those. And I got protein bars. And I got sun chips. I'll be okay. Make teriyaki pork chops. I don't have chops. Well, I might in the freezer inside, but this probably serves beer in pints versus 12 ounces too. We serve beer in pints here. Cans are still, I mean, we have bigger cans. You guys watched me drink bigger cans. Our standard can is $3.55. But we got our tally cans. Irishman bar in Toronto. Bartender asks, "What brings you to Canada?" Irishman says, Irishman says, "I was at a pub in Ireland and a coaster said drink Canada Dry, so I'd give it a shot." Nah. Sun chips are delicious. I go back and forth though. I like the French onion and I like the harvest cheddar. Today I went with French onion. I could have gone either way, but we'll just hang out for a bit. I don't know that I have a ton of show in me tonight because pretty long day and pretty tired, but we'll hang out for a bit. I got another full day tomorrow standing around at a market pretending to be happy. Pepperoni. Pepperoni stick. I'm hitting bed at 9 when I normally bring the dog back inside. Lots of shop stuff to do tomorrow. Sweet. And a box to send. Radius block and a hand plane. Do a live from the market? Nah. I'm not going to use like the data that I pay for on my phone. I don't like flavored chips. Just regular chips for you, just like standard. Taste buds don't recognize fake flavors, so they just taste weird. Oh, okay. Unless you grew up on it. So what kind of chips did you grow up on that are flavored that your taste buds recognize? With salt and vinegar chips. I can do salt and vinegar, but I don't. Nah. They're not near the top of the list. And send tomorrow. USPS only runs on. Oh right. I forget that Sundays are a thing. You can get it boxed. You don't have unlimited? How do you survive? I I'm very rarely not on Wi-Fi. I don't. I'm at home or I'm at work are the only two places that I use. Even at work, I don't really use my phone that much. Like, I don't know why I would need unlimited data. I when I'm literally when I'm not at home, I don't need to have data running on my phone. Like, I'm not going down to the beach and watching Netflix. That pepperoni stick was made in China. It would be called a pepperoni. I don't get it. But now it won't be long either. Kayak today. Mr. Lucky Da on vacation doing kayaking. The only ones I like are Cheetos. That's not a chip. That's not a chip. Nadia's here. That's my shirt. But I of size fake cherry flavor. As cherry. You recognize fake cherry as being real cherry? Like when you taste fake cherry flavoring, it tastes like real cherry? You have freedom from the internet. Must be nice. Yeah. I don't stare at my phone. I don't like. I mean, maybe if I was on a bus, I don't know why I would be on a bus. If I was on vacation, even then, why am I looking at my phone? Why am I staring at my phone on vacation? Fucking enjoy your surroundings. Have you eaten a vegetable today? Nope. The only thing I ate today was a piece of ice cream cake at work. And then some French onion sun chips. Vegetable. No, but I know it's cherry flavored. Oh, okay. I don't stare at my phone as he stares at his phone. When I'm listen to the rest of the sentence. When I'm out of my house, out doing things, why do I need a bunch of data for my phone? I'm not staring at my phone. I'm staring at my phone right now in my house on Wi-Fi. Ice cream cake. That should have been your video. Look, it was just a leftover piece of cake from a birthday party at work. Okay, what? There was an entire chocolate cake in my fridge. I don't know if you guys caught that part. It was one of my favorite parts of today's video. It was like, so I've been trying to eat better. Let's go look in the fridge and see what we can make for breakfast. And then I open the fridge and it's like, well, here's a whole cake. Trying to eat better. Here's a whole chocolate cake in my fridge. Blue raspberry is the best of the artificial flavors. I'd like, in terms of artificial flavors, I think my favorite one is probably strawberry kiwi. Straba kiwi, kiwa berry. Congrats on your sobriety. It's not easy. Thank you. I fucked it up once on election night in the end of April, but it's coming up on a year in 2 weeks. I think it'll be a year minus that one day. So, did you have video today? I punch you when you get back from vacation. I got a knuckle sandwich waiting for you. Yes, that was funny about the whole cake, but I was chuckling about bacon and pepperoni being healthy. It was healthy breakfast. There was meat and cheese and potato and the chili oil. I had this fight with Nadia earlier today. I said there were vegetables in my wrap because the chili oil that I fried the tater tots in was made with chilies, which are vegetables. Or are they fruits? They might be fruits. All the crows on Earth have suddenly lost the ability to communicate. Scientists are unable to find the cause. Oh, that is a thing that you said. Yep, that's what that was. Literally, when I read that comment out loud, 3 people left. Like, I watched the number go. That's how bad that was. The people left. They walked out. Oh, that's okay, because we didn't want them here anyway. I wasn't reading and was immediately concerned for the crows. Yes, she was. She was about to look it up. She was going to be like, crows lost ability. She start rifling through TikTok looking for people that are talking about it. Nadia said there were too many meats in my breakfast wraps. I'm like, first of all, you shut your mouth. Too many. There was 2. That's not even half of how many there should be. Second of all, in what way is 2 meats too many? It's nonsense. Sour cream and onion flavor is gross. It's not my favorite either. It's okay. Yeah, everybody can like what they like, except for tomato soup and cilantro and Doja Cat and ABBA. And then everything else is fair game. That's not true. There are other things you're not allowed to like. Actually, isn't an egg considered meat? Hold on. Egg is a meat. Gretchen thinks egg is a meat. I understand that argument. It's absolutely a meat-like protein, and it would become a meat if it was allowed to grow up. It probably falls under the nutritional umbrella of meat. Kilroy, what's your opinion? I have a full size and a trim router. Woodworking! Oh my god, hold on. Okay, everybody. We're going to talk about woodworking for a second. I have a full size and a trim router. Can I get by without a router table? You can get by without whatever you want. You can get by. The way that you phrased the question, the answer is yes. You can absolutely get by without a router table. Is a router table going to make some operations significantly less dangerous and more efficient and more pleasurable and straight up easier? Yes. A router table is not, I mean, it is just a router turned upside down and held in place. It is technically that, but it changes the whole dynamic of the operation of the tool. So it's like having a whole different tool. So yes, you can get by without one, but also yes, you do want one. Even if it's just sticking it to a piece of plywood upside down and clamping that piece of plywood to something else, to a bench. I often will just flip a router upside down and just like clamp it in my leg vise upside down so it acts like a mini router table. Andrew, you get out of here. You get out of here with your cilantro. You take your cilantro and you put it in your tomato soup and you get out. I don't understand mingling that many meats in one burrito. That many. I told her next time I'm putting 2 more. I'm gonna make a 4-meat breakfast burrito and I'm gonna film it. And we'll have episode 2 of breakfast burritos with Mike. And I'll be like, my friend Nadia said that I don't have enough meat in my burritos. So today we're going to add some more. It's not a vegetable or mineral. It's true. But not all things that are not vegetables or minerals are meats. And not all things that aren't minerals or animals are vegetables. Router tables are great. I agree. Yeah, you can live in Montana and eat your crappy soup and eat cilantro and drink whatever this was called. Baja Blast Mountain Dew if you want. Clicked enter too early. I made one with MDF and an old cabinet. Yeah, I mean, my router table is just, I have a video on making it. It's just a piece of MDF that was laminated with like fake cherry veneer that I trimmed out with cherry and put a little faceplate in, and I mount my router to the underside of it. It changes the game. Meat lover burritos. See, Nadia? Andrew likes burritos with more meats than that. Did the veneer taste like a cherry lollipop? I didn't taste the veneer. But yeah, it's fake. It's like cherry printed plastic, You know that stuff where it's like they just like printed wood grain onto like a thin sheet of plastic and then they glue it. That stuff. Said it was fake. It is fake. It's absolutely fake veneer. Not for breakfast though. There wasn't even a vegetable. There was a vegetable. There were multiple vegetables. There were chilies that were used in the making of the oil that I fried my tater tots in. That's a vegetable. There were also peppers in the mayonnaise, the chipotle mayo. There were vegetables in that. That's two right there. You ever had a goat burrito? I have not. I believe I have had goat. I don't think it was in a burrito. Haven't eaten vegetables in years. I don't. I just don't like them. I don't. I would. Well, I eat them when I like them. Some of them are okay sometimes, but I just don't intentionally put them in stuff that isn't going to improve it. The breakfast burritos would have been worse had I added any other vegetable content to it. They would have been worse. I mean, maybe I could have and sometimes do continue to put salsa in breakfast burrito. That would have been vegetables. Or you like fry up some onions to go in there with it. That would be okay, as long as you fry the onions until all of the texture is out of them. And then they're basically sort of like an onion paste. Maybe a taco. I don't remember where the goat was. I'm sure I've had a lot of different meats over the years. I had seal when I was in the Arctic. I had seal. I had narwhal, which was much like seal. Maybe like caribou and bear, and I've had cougar. I've had moose. I've had deer. I've had rabbit. I've had many different kinds of fish. I don't think I've ever had any kind of lizard. Mushrooms? No, I'm allergic to mushrooms. Can't have mushrooms. Are onions vegetables? Yes. That I would put them in that category even if they are not technically. They are a root. But so are carrots. But I believe carrots qualify as tubers, possibly. Your face is a narwhal. No, it's not. I have not a horn. And now I'm here from the garage while I clean the metal gate lathe. Don't say stuff that will make me come here and take my oily gloves off and type stuff. You make your own decisions in life, okay? If you decide that you want to take your gloves off and come talk at something, you don't get to blame anybody but you. Narwhal are like the Bambi of seal. What? What? Trying to trying to think of what any alligator. No, I think I would qualify alligator as a lizard, wouldn't I? I think I would think that. What else would it be? Yeah, lizard. Alligator is a type of lizard. Sure, yes. Mike has many layers like an onion, like a parfait. Alligator tail tastes like chicken. I believe you. Narwhal are cute. They're, they're not really cute. They're just like they're whales with a fucking unicorn horn sticking out of them. Like I did not get chicken from Canada. You've never had snake? No, I don't think I've had snake. Real fact, I don't know. Narwhals were real. You didn't know they were real? I guess. Yeah, sure. I guess I get that. They are though. They're not plentiful. Like they're not just like everywhere you look. Oh, there's another narwhal. Like I had a horn. Like I had a full horn at one point. When I lived in the Arctic, it was like the Inuit would go and on their hunts, and that's where I have I have sculptures carved from narwhal horn by Inuit carvers. I believe I have a necklace pendant, a little eagle, raven necklace pendant that was carved out of narwhal horn. Sorry, you had a whole horn? Yeah. Sold it. The Inuit artists and carvers and things are like, you go to Iqaluit. Panel, next time you're going on planning a vacation, you go to Iqaluit, and there's Inuit carvers just everywhere, like selling things. And they will sell you whole narwhal horns. Smokerette. Narwhal's horn is a long spiral tusk. Yeah, it's a tusk, I guess. Right, too similar to the tusks of walruses. Yeah, except they're spirally. It grew to be 10 feet long. I think the longest one I saw was maybe 5 feet. Mine, the one I had was maybe like 2.5. They're cool though. They're twisty. Oh, Tuesday. This week, Tuesday. Gonna do the door, the frame and panel door on the wall cabinet. I'm gonna do it on Tuesday. If I get that all the way done, I might start on the drawers. We'll see. I've got the next 4 videos either completely recorded or just need an outro. So that's good to have those in the can, so to speak, and just waiting. Wall cabinet finish, guitars finish, and then on to Sean's bass. Oh, I can't finish the guitars until Paul's box gets here because it's got the radius block. Okay. That's fine. I can hold off on those for another couple of weeks. I have another idea for another cabinet, but it's going to be a more, let's call it experimental. So it might take longer than I think. Three radius blocks? Sweet. It's awesome. Sounds like you need a vacation. I do need a vacation. I'm not going to get one. When will? 7 o'clock. So you get your 240 volts sorted for your extraction. No, that's a future. That's an eventually, Mike. When will you make my birthday present from 2 years ago? Right after I get the one that you said that you were making me 4 years ago. Sparky in the house. Yeah, we talked about it last week. I think you missed it. I don't think you were here. We were talking about the rerouting the range circuit to out here. You booked like all of August off. I booked literally 3 days off in August. And that's the first days that I've booked off in over 2 years. So you... My son told me the other day that Canadians work more hours per week than any other nation. Yeah, because we have to. Because our bosses are really mean to us. And they have whips and they punch us if we don't work harder. $9.5, 12, and 14. Hey, sweet. What should I use on Jean's bass? What's the normal radius on a bass guitar? Bought them but never used them. Bought them as a set. I bought a set of router bits to do radiuses. Oh, okay. You work 3 days a week. First of all, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, tomorrow. Nadia is clearly in charge. Yeah, at the store she is. It's her store. Nadia is. Yes, I am. Yeah, she has a whip and she punches me in the face if I don't work hard enough. And then I go, oh, sorry, and then I go back to work. Nadia's gonna hang you from the rafters using your toes. Nope. No, she's not. First of all, we can't reach the rafters. Second of all, she can't even reach like most of the things in the shop. Like I constantly have to just. She says, "Hey, Mike, I need you to be taller," and then I just have to come over and be tall because she can't reach like 2/3 of the things in her own store. Probably not 2/3 of the things. Be honest. On fender bases, a 7.25-inch radius is considered vintage style, when 9.5 is more modern and flatter. So bases are more curvy. I didn't know bases were a heavier curve. Okay. McGill, would you prefer a bigger or smaller radius on your bass? I'll let him pick. I was wondering, where do you do your painting? In the shop there? I do most of my painting I do here in my shop. I'm hoping to get my easel actually finally set up one day in my house in a corner, but most of the time it's out here. I do some painting down at there, but usually just when I'm teaching down at the Crow's Nest. Like, that joke was top shelf. Yeah, it was. It was on the top shelf where Nadia can't get it. It's right beside the plug that she always has to get me to plug things into. I'm 5'8", not 3.5. And I'm just saying, how often do you have to get me to be tall? Like, a fair bit. I need to look up the radius for the one I have so I have an idea. Okay, somebody look up the radius of, I want to say, an Ibanez. Oh, we talked about these one day. He has the more SBs than Pinnell does on his, I think. SB 700 or something. I don't remember what it was. Martin Wood, what's going on? We're just hanging out, talking about stuff, trying to decide what radius Sean McGill wants on the fretboard of his bass that I'm making for him, and making fun of Nadia having to get me to reach things in the store, and making fun of vegetables and Montana. You know, the usual. Just chilling out, having some chats. Hearing talk of Western Canada wants to leave East. You're listening to the wrong people, my friend. There's some people in Alberta that want to leave Canada because of freedom, but there's no talk of Western Canada wants to leave Canada. You know, shorter folks can use stools and ladders. It's true. Tall people like to prove their worth. It's not, I don't care. I'm not even that tall. We just try to pump up their self-esteem. Do you think Nadia is getting me to do tall things so that I feel better about myself? Because that is not the case. AFB4 Art Court. Paul's got the list of the Ibanez radiuses. $19 5/8 inches radius. Wow. I ask. I know, you don't tell me, like, Mike, you need to plug this cord in right now, damn it. Sometimes you just look at me like, and then I know that you need me to plug the thing in. I absolutely ask you for help to make you feel useful. That's lies. That's a Gretchen. She's lying to you. That's the right one. What? What's he listed like 15 different guitars. See, 305 millimeter thickness, 19.5 millimeter at the total compound radius. Good stuff. Why would 305 millimeter thick, 19.5 millimeters, the 21.5? You're gonna get what you get is what's gonna happen. Have you ever done a compound radius, Mike? I have. In fact, the only guitar radius I have ever done was a compound radius. Got to finish Emily's going away present. I thought I was finishing Emily's going away present on Tuesday. Bye. I'm not asking for that, but that's what I have now, and it's comfortable to play. We'll see. We'll see. You're going to get what you get. Gives you a ballpark range. It doesn't, though, because you put it in millimeters. So I ain't translating it. I recently received another car title, and thank Mike that I had a place to put it in your fancy box. Fancy letterbox for your documents. Because you're a fancy document person. Now you have a place to put your fancy documents. Nice hand plane collection. Yeah, thanks. What first 2 or 3 hand planes should a beginner get? A 5-ish, either a 5, or a jack of some kind. Like I like my low angle jack from Veritas, uh, a block plane, a quality block plane, and then a smoothing plane. If I'm gonna go first three, it would be a 5. First two would be a low angle jack, personally, but a 5-ish size plane, and then a good quality block plane with an adjustable mouth, and then a 4 or low angle smoother or something. So basically, these three right here would be a fantastic place to start. That's my low angle jack, my low angle smoother, and my Veritas DX60. But that's just me. You could go old timey. Well, not old timey, but like those are my. That's a 6. Don't do that. I got 8.6 type 6s. That's a 4.5. That's a 4. And then I had new school. I got old school and then I got new school. Except those little guys that are just temporary there. .305mm is 12 inches. And you said, what did you say? 305mm. 19. Oh. Got a teeny tiny plane smaller than my hand. And it cut the pieces I needed to fix some 2 small tendons. Yes, it did. I have some little mini planes. That guy's pretty small. This is my apron plane. It's like approximately hand size. I got these little ones that Paul made. Little brass ones that Paul made. Like some kind of rosewood in the middle. I don't remember. These little brass ones. I don't use those. They're decorative. I'll use them one day. Rosewood, yeah. Thought it was. For guitars, but just not Telecasters though. He doesn't need them for Telecasters, so he sent them to me. Because he only makes Telecasters. And he doesn't need those for those. It's about half that size, but it only cost $15 US and avoided another stab wound from a chisel. I think I know probably the one that you got. Is it gray? And it's about that long, and it's kind of roundy. Blade sticking out. I have that one too. It lives upstairs in the kitchen. Yeah, cheap like Home Depot deal, right? And it's about that long. In school, shop class was my favorite, but it took me a long time to realize you can make money on the side doing it. Yeah. And not a lot. But this whole shop has become this shop from this shop. Like I bought with not profit from the shop. I bought a miter saw, a sander, maybe the drill press. No, drill press was a Christmas gift in like when I first started. Spent not shop money on miter saw, Ryobi miter saw, Mastercraft sander, some screws, some glue, some sandpaper, and that's it. And then I sold a couple of things. Sold some little stuffy zoos, just 2x2 with frames with like bungee cord for kids to put stuffies in. Sold a couple of those. Bought a table saw, crappy contractor table saw from Mastercraft. Made some more things. Sold some more things. Bought a something else, and it all just tiered up. This shop paid for itself after the first like $250 investment. My whole shop full of tools plus my shop were all purchased by profits from my shop. Yeah, me too. Except my lathes, because I never pay for lathes. It's true. He just gets free lathes. So, but this whole shop has come from the profits from this shop. And it's probably worth, I don't know. It's not a stupid expensive shop, but it's probably $15,000 worth of stuff in this shop, maybe. Let's see. 25. Let's pretend like the Laguna is back. So 25, 35, 45, 55, 65-ish. Hand planes, say another grand. What am I at? $7,000-ish. Dust collector and other powered hand tool things. Let's say another grand, but it probably isn't. So 8. Grinder and things. Maybe 10. Maybe only $10,000 worth of tools and stuff in here. Maybe another 5 worth of wood. But yeah, about $10,000 worth of shop worth of tools. Funnily enough, orange metal heavy, 3.25, 7, and it's orange. Probably a Jorgensen. My shop's not Festool stupid, but I have some expensive tools. Yeah, but they pay for themselves. That's right. You had your drum sander and your table saw probably are your most expensive tools, I would think. My bandsaw is my most expensive tool, I think. Yep. My bandsaw is my most expensive tool, and I don't know what they run right now, but I think I got it for about $2,200. Funny thing is, today you have so many fancy tools, but the woodworking worth the most was made hundreds of years ago with hand tools. Worth is a funny word. Everything is worth what somebody will pay you for it. So, depending on what you consider worth and value, yeah, around $2,500 for the table saw. Yep, damn thing won't even cut a hot dog. I know it will if you turn off that. You're gonna hit that switch over there. It'll cut that hot dog for you. There's a switch. And then what's your drum sander worth? Another 2? Just wait another 200 years. That's right. My furniture will be worth just as much as that stuff in a couple hundred years. The Unity coffee table is going to sell at auction in 2537 it'll sell at auction if humans are still alive, which they probably won't be. $27,000. Wait, that won't be worth that much then either. $1 million. 1999. So $2,000. I said $2,000. So you've got $3,500 in 2 tools. I've got 20. I mean, probably what's the Rikon 10326 right now? About 25? 25. And then the Laguna would be my next most expensive tool. So my 2 most expensive tools together are 37. $1 million. Yeah. I think I'm probably at about $1,000 in hand planes. 350-ish. Another 3 and a bit. 6, 7, 8. That's not mine. That one doesn't count. Probably about $1,000-ish in hand planes. Bandsaw was 18 hundo. Your Laguna bandsaw was? Oh, because Rockler discount? Did you get a Rockler discount? Oh, that's 1,800 American dollars too. And it was also 1978. So smoke. Don't buy anything if it's not on sale at a good discount. I try to buy things on sale, but sometimes I paid full price for the bandsaw. Not on the new one. I did on the 14BX, not on the 18BX. But you bought a use, right? So the replacement value of said item Oh, who were we talking with? Who was talking last week about shopping for a new bandsaw? And I was trying to talk them into going bigger. But they were like, "Oh, we're going to get the 15." And I was like, "Well, at that point you might as well get the 18." And then I said, "But my Rikon 14 will do a ton of work." This past week, Mikey B was over and we were firing those big ass slabs of maple through there. I was resawing 11, 12 inches of Western big leaf maple like butter with that thing. So it'll get a lot of work done. I think I got an eyelash. I got an eyelash in my eyeball. It's Surprising fact, I saw a documentary. The Amish use power tools to make their furniture. Yeah, well, I think if they're going to be making a profit, I think they're going to have to now. Misspoke. The cost of the 18 was 28. See? I was like, you did not get a new retail 18BX for less than my 10326. Oh, speaking of making things, Mr. Sean McGill, if he's still here, has been making things. He's been spinning on the lathe. And reupholstering his motorcycle. Or something. Traded the 14BX for the Laguna 2436. Right. That's not lies. You sent me pictures. That's not lies. I didn't watch you do it, but you claimed that you made them. They're not good for cereal. Or juicy fruit. They would be okay for like whole oranges. Maybe. They might sort of fall out to one side. One of them got a big missing chunk on the one side, but one of them could be used for cereal. So do I do the 3.5-inch bowls on the large Laguna or the small one? Do you do them wherever you want? Mr. Fancy Pants over there with his two lathes. Just have them facing in, have both of them facing in, and just turn one-handed and do them two at a time with your two lathes. Just be like, that one's spinning this way, that one's spinning that way. You can go reverse on those guys too, so you just like, me, just crush them out. With your hand-sharpened carbide tips. When I can get the Harvey nickel-plated table saw, I'll know I've made it. I can't think of anything I would like less. Maybe cilantro. You'd put me in a shop on a Harvey nickel-plated table saw with ABBA blaring in the background and feed me cilantro. Like to see you try that with your two lathes. That'd be fun to give that a go. One-handed turning in opposite directions. And I have 3 lathes. Thank you very much. 4. I have. No, I only have 3. Nadia has 1 though. And yeah, I'm the only one who uses it, so saw the Harvey equivalent of the 1216 today. Too damn expensive, especially $2,300. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to spend more money than you need to on a mediocre tool. Whoops. I've never actually used them, but I said what I said. Oh, let's check top fans. Let's check the top fans. Gretchen, up at the top of the leaderboard. Whatever happened to the granite-bodied lathe? I sold that. I sold it to a student. I was like, I don't feel like doing there wasn't a ton of work that it needed, but I just didn't feel like doing it. And I sent a message out to a couple of my turning students and was like, if any of you guys want this thing for what I paid for it, I got it off Facebook Marketplace. I even took a little bit of a hit. I think I paid $125 for it, and I sold it to him for $100, and he came and got it. It was the day before the Nova. I decided to buy the Nova, so I sold the granite one and put that $100 towards the Nova. So then Harvey has your tools. Harvey has your tools. Only great thing that they build is their dust collector dual vortex system. That sounds okay. So Harvey is junk. I wouldn't say that Harvey is junk. And I don't have any first-hand experience with the brand. But from what I've seen of it, it's I would put it in the same sort of bracket category of quality of tools as like the Rikon Laguna type mid-range quality tools. Pretty okay, better than pretty okay tools for too much money. They're priced like premium tools, but I don't think that they are premium tools. But like I said, I've never actually had any hands-on with them, so Harvey looks best as backgrounds for Stumpy Nubs videos. Yeah, if you want to watch Harvey tools not get used, you head over there and he'll tell you all about how awesome they are. If you want to hear somebody advertise their tools to you, but never actually show you them in use, thanks for the input. I have yet to see one in the real world at any dealer or in anyone's shop in use. So I don't know. But I can only speak with any kind of authority on the tools that I have and what I understand of my hanging out virtually with a fair number of woodworkers. Oh, We'll go for a little bit more, but not too much. What have I lost? I don't know. Got a phone call and they were talkative. Well, we were bashing on Harvey a little bit, sort of, not really. Talking about the value of shops and how much money you can put into tools and whether or not that money is of good, that's expenditure is of value. I guess paste wax coating is cheaper. Cheaper than what? Cheaper than what? Oh, their fancy coating that they put on Harvey stuff? Yeah, I mean, maybe it does something. I don't know. I've never put any sort of protective coating on anything. I buff a little bit of wax into it once in a while, and not even that often. Like, and this is a rigid table saw that I've had for like 8 years. And I paid $800 for it 8 years ago. I've never done any sort of like work to it or maintenance or, well, little bits of maintenance, but nothing like, oh, something broke and I need to fix it. Yeah, I never seen one either. I know that Harvey tools are made in China. Yep, they absolutely are. Harvey tools. I thought you meant a person. Well, anybody named Harvey. No. There's also some scuttlebutt, let's say, about Harvey and other companies' IP and some things that are, I don't know one way or the other about whether or not there was any intellectual property mismanagement or anything like that. But just kind of, there's enough how do you say it? There's enough maybes and around Harvey that I don't have any interest. There's enough questionable, let's say. But like I said, I've never even seen it. Like there's a fair number of tool dealers around. None of them carry it. So I don't know. Harvey Weinstein. There's a gem of a. Let's talk about something more fun. Let's talk about Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Pat versus Veritas legal stuff. No, I'm not talking about that either. But I mean, we can if you want. I have read the legal documents. I have read the filings. And we could talk about that if you want. I got an old Delta bandsaw from the 40s gifted to you. Sweet. Great saw, no plastic parts, but no miter slot? Wow. No miter slot in a table saw. Odd. Maybe they didn't have those back in the 40s. I don't know. I've no experience with that either. No, it's got what plants need. Does it? Does it? Harvey made SawStop parts for a decade or two. Sliding table is still made by them for Festool SawStop. Okay. Cilantro. Yep. We were bashing on cilantro also, because it can suck it. LV versus Pat is a situation where nobody's opinion matters and the court will decide. This is exactly true. The answer is whoever is right will come out on the right side of that. I have not seen all the contracts and things that were signed. If Pat was using Lee Valley, if Pat was using property of Lee Valley to benefit Pat and wasn't allowed to, that's bad. If Lee Valley is coming after Pat to be a dick, that's bad. The courts will figure it out. I'll say this. I will say this. I got hired at a job one time as a server bartender at a resort. In my employment contract, there was a clause that said something along the lines of like, anything you create while employed by us is the property of us. And I questioned that clause and said, I don't agree with this. This doesn't make any sense to me. Why would things that I create while under your employment be property of you and not property of me? And they said, well, that's just for like, if we're paying you for your time and you create, like hypothetically, if you create a new point of sale system for the restaurant or something, that you would, because we are paying you to create it for us, it is our property, not yours. And I said, I'm going to need at least a rewrite of that clause to make that more clear. Because the way it's phrased right now, it says that anything that I create while under your employment is your property. And so you either need to take that clause out or reword it so that it's more clear. And I don't remember which of those they did, but they absolutely did one of those. And so if Pat Lapierre, or however you pronounce his last name, was under contract with Lee Valley, and that contract said that when you produce things for us, they belong to us and not you, then they are, and he was using them for his own personal profiting, that's a problem under that contract. But I don't know what those contracts said. And I will also say, even if that is the case, even if the court finds in favor of Lee Valley, the numbers that they're talking about are ridiculous. Because no court in their right mind is going to be able to look at all of that information and say, yep, that's $500,000 worth of intellectual damage that was done. No. So I think they can both be wrong. It's true. They could both, I mean, they can both. Pat may have made some mistakes. Lee Valley may have not made things clear enough, or maybe whatever. But $500,000 worth of damage for Pat to have some videos on his YouTube channel and Instagram page that he produced while under the employment of Lee Valley. But if he was not allowed to do that, he is in the wrong. So Lee Valley said he could keep them up. Then the YouTube side flagged them and banned Lee Valley's videos for 2 days. This is what is going to be claimed in court, that there are circumstances like that. But yeah, how did Lee Valley? There's problems here. When Lee Valley said he could keep them, is that a documented arrangement? Was there, or was it just like, yeah, don't worry about it, Pat? Because that's not a legally binding thing. If you've signed a contract that says contrary to that, like we don't have all of the information. It will go through the court system, and I hope for Pat, but I don't know all of the information. It's silly and it's difficult not to side with the entity that is just a man versus a corp. It's true. It is. I want to side with Pat on it, but I don't. If Pat was under a contract that said, "This is our stuff. You like it belongs to us," and he used it, and they said, "Hey, don't," and then he continued to I don't know. We don't know. And then he's like, "But you said I could." Well, who did? Is Jim from receiving say that? Because, I don't know. I mean, the best thing that can happen here is the court says, this is ridiculous. Get out of here. Best outcome is for both of them are told to stop it and be better. That's right. Yeah. If the court says, "Hey, Pat, you shouldn't have used Lee Valley's videos. Lee Valley, you shouldn't have not been clear about whether he could use your videos. Case dismissed." Or something like that. Sup, dude? Just joined. No idea what you're discussing. Yeah, just court hearings, or court proceedings. Woodworking company versus woodworker. The huge. No, this is not huge. How's the sobriety? Good today. I drank on April 28th. And then before that was August 10th last year. So, good, I think. In the US right now, the chances of an individual winning against a corp, if it goes, it's not. I think it's based on the information available. I think it's likely that I think there is a potential for Lee Valley to win the case and for them to be granted a very, very small sum of money. He didn't say hi to you. Hello, Kaduk. Okay, I'm fading fast. Later, man. If you have any questions about what needs to go in that box when you're packing it, you just hit me up. Some Mexican Cokes, if you can package them securely so they don't break on the way. radius blocks, the pipe bender thing, Telecaster templates, a hand plane. This is a good box. That is going to be a good mail call day. I'll open that box live on the show for sure. I have the list. May have to disassemble the side bender, but it'll be easy to reassemble it. Okay. You better put a little Allen key in there, because if you send me something I have to assemble, you need to send a little Allen key with it to assemble it, I think, is like the rule. Don't forget to fart in it. You can fart in it if you want. It would be fitting. Everything has slotted screws. Oh, so I can just do it with a dime. Trump has said he's going to make Coca-Cola start using cane sugar. Yeah. Yep. That's what it'll be. That's what it'll be. I got a flying thing. Came in with the door when the door was open. And I'm going to open the door one more time. Maybe he'll leave and I'll have one more cigarette. And then we'll call it a night at about approximately 2 hours worth of show. That's what we'll do. I'd pay more for a less cancer-causing soda pop. You're gonna be able to do that. Oh. Anything else we need to talk about or review or anything for this week before we get things wrapped up for tonight? Let's check on top fans. Kilroy made it to the top of the list, but everybody's still stuck at 150. I think we figured out last week that you can't get past 150 points unless you give me money. Which is, I still don't get it. You gain points, and then once you get to 150, you can get more points by giving me money. It's so weird. Everything's caused cancer at this stage. I mean, it's like we're all, none of us are getting out of here alive, you guys. Just saying. We're all gonna die. It's a thing. What will be the subject of next week's video? Next week's video will be either a review of an electric chainsaw, or a review of a cordless string trimmer, or a re-release of a song from last week's live that I've cleaned up and re-edited and created as a standalone video, or potentially the breaking down of all of those big ass chunks of maple that were beside my house for a long time. But that one isn't quite it's not done yet and might not be able to happen by next week. So, or I suppose I could do the outro for the Beaver Chuck. Probably. And get that one wrapped up too. It'll be one of those things. Or maybe another cooking show, because fuck YouTube. And if YouTube isn't gonna show my videos to people anyway, I might as well just do whatever I want. And put whatever I want out on my channel, and it'll do what it'll do. And stop worrying about whether or not anybody watches it. Anything but the cordless string trimmer. What do you got against string trimmers? What do you got against Weed Whacker? How about a best woodworking video? What do you mean? Oh, I don't know what that's referencing. How about a best woodworking video? Oop, don't ban him. I was just trying to scroll. I already have one I like. Oh. Well, if you already have one that you like, then not everything has to be relevant to you. Best selling woodworking, like things that I make that sell the best. I could do that video, I guess. It would be pretty easy. Like slimline pens, baby. I've made probably twice as much money selling slimline pens as I have made selling anything else. I'd like the chainsaw review, but other options are good too. Oh, well, the Oregon, can't see the model number on it right now. The Oregon electric chainsaw, 18-inch dealy, self-sharpening electric chainsaw. Was getting some work done over the last couple of weeks, and we're doing. I say we because my boy Mikey B was over working with it, and he has an opinion too. So. Geez, now I need a lathe. You don't need a lathe, but if you're asking me what I make that sells the best, I'm now number 3. Well, if any of you want to give me money, you will immediately go to number 1, and you'll probably stay there. Just saying. But you're also giving YouTube and therefore Google money by doing that too. So freaking love lathe. Yeah, it's because it's awesome. And so much lately, my other tools just support the lathe. You know, I try to balance it out. I like my Milwaukee chainsaw. There you go. That's cool. Chainsaw scared me for a long time. Just the concept of chainsaw. I just was really uncomfortable with the concept of chainsaw in general. But I was doing some work with it on those maple slabs, and it's not as scary if you know what the physics are, and you're comfortable with power tools, and you pay attention to what you're doing. It's pretty fun. live in a forest with a less than super coordinated husband who wants a chainsaw. So I have, cause you have concerns. You have concerns. Good chainsaw makes a good meat saw if you're not careful. I imagine it would. Yeah. Harbor Freight, here I come. For a lathe, you can get a lathe made by a skate company. You can get a Bauer lathe. Because everybody knows that the best lathes are made by skate companies. Sorry. Run some pretty big gas. 36-inch chainsaw is a pretty big chainsaw, I think. Chainsaw, I draw a line, and I'm frustrated by people that do not wear chaps. Well, maybe don't watch that one then. Because I certainly didn't. You die in minutes if you touch your leg. Well, don't then. I know. Safety should have been more of a concern. I guess it also depends on the type of cut that you're making and stuff too. But yeah, maybe don't watch that one then. I wasn't even wearing pants. Now, come to think of it, I think we were both chainsaw while wearing shorts. Yes, I believe we were, yes. Safety third. There you go. Thank you for your insight. I was joking about the Bauer. I think it's probably okay. There's not a lot. I mean, I have a cheap lathe. It got some work done. It doesn't anymore. But pens? You just want to make pens to make profit? You can buy a little cheap lathe probably. It'd probably be okay. I am past the point in my woodworking journey that I will pay less money. I will pay more money for a superior tool to a point. I will buy the best tool for the money in the price bracket that I have to spend on the tool. So if I have $1,000 to invest in a tool, I will buy the $1,000 tool if it's the best one. If I will not buy the $300 one if I have $1,000, because the $800 one is going to be a better tool that I am going to get more enjoyment out of using. But I'm not going to buy an $800 tool that isn't as good as the $600 tool, because it's $800, and that's stupid. But I won't buy the cheap version of a tool. And it depends on how much work I'm going to put onto it. Like I'll buy a better, more expensive tool if I'm going to use that tool once a year. Like the amount of work that this chainsaw is going to get around my house was not worth spending real big boy chainsaw money. It wouldn't make sense. if you want to stand in front of a lathe for a couple 100 hours, you should spend the money. You have to start somewhere and build up from there. It's true. Like I said, I started this shop with $150 Ryobi miter saw and like a $40 quarter sheet palm sander and some glue and some screws and some spray paint. Buy the $300 one and spend the rest on hookers. If that's what you want to do, I guess. Just don't buy tomato soup. It's garbage. Have a great night and coming week. All right. Later, my friend. Yeah, let's get her wrapped up. We'll say good night and bid you adieu. And if you haven't seen, if you didn't watch and like and comment on the breakfast burrito video that I put out today, go do that after we're done here. And all of my other videos that you haven't seen, go watch those too. And like and comment and subscribe. And buy the Linda mattress and play the Raid Shadow Legends or whatever it is that patreon.com/wooden things and stuff is where you can give me money. And yeah, that's it for this one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Don't buy the Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Don't buy this. Bye, everybody. Maybe I'm going to go watch Happy Gilmore. Maybe I'll go watch the new Happy Gilmore. That might be fun. I'm not expecting much from it. But I'm expecting to chuckle a few times and not be completely disappointed. So that's the level that I'm hoping for. Bye, everybody.